Samuel, this is a present from your Saba and Savta, and we hope that you'll have good use of it.
זה כמו סרט.
Okay, the producer, the guy.
Hold on. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehit asef b'tzitzit. A warm welcome to you all. Thank you for coming to participate in my bar mitzvah. I'm going to explain the contents of my maftir, which I'm about to read. I'll be reading the first section, after which other members of my family will continue to read. The Shabbat of Comfort, Shabbat Nachamu, immediately follows Tisha B'Av. It derives its name from the initial word of the weeks, Haftarah. It is the first of the 7 Haftarot of consolation, leading up to the observance of Rosh Hashanah. These selections prophesy the redemption of Israel, the ingathering of the exiles, the restoration of the Jewish people to their land, and the coming of the messianic days of peace and justice. These readings are meant to console us after the destruction of the temple and reassure us that it will be built again. Shabbat Nachamu, the Shabbat of Comforting, takes its name from the Haftarah from the book of Isaiah, chapter 31, verses 1 to 31.
Isaiah 40.
Isaiah chapter 40, verses 1 to 31. That speaks of comforting the Jewish people for their suffering. At the beginning of Parashas Va'etchanen, Moses begs God to allow him to cross the Jordan River to enter the Promised Land. God refuses, but seems to offer a strange consolation prize, actually as more of a command than a granting of permission. God tells Moses to go up to the peak of the mountain and cast his eyes upon the length and breadth of the land. He said, "Look with your eyes, for you will not cross this Jordan." Alright, I'm going to start reading now. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami, Yomer Elohechem, Deberu Alev, Yerushalayim, Vekireu Eleha ki Male Azeva, Ki Nireta Avoneha, Ki Lakecha Miad Adonai, Ki Kiflaim Bechol Chatoteha, Kol Korer Bamidbar, Hanu Derech Adonai, Yasheru Ba'arava, Mesi La Lelo Enu.
הרימינה אל תיראי, אמרי לערי יהודה, הנה אלוהיכם. הנה אדוני אלוהים בחזק יבוא, וזרועו משלה לו. הנה שכרו איתו, ופעלתו לפניו. כי רואה עדרו יראה, בזרועו יקבץ טלאים, ובחיקו יישא עלו. O thou the tallest good tidings to Zion, get thee up into the high mountain. O thou the tallest good tidings to Jerusalem, lift us thy voice with strength. Lift it up, be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Judah, Behold your God. Behold, the Lord God will come as a mighty one, and his arm will rule for him. Behold, his reward is with him, and his recompense.
הפסל נסך חרש וצורף בזהב ירקעונו ורתוקות כסף צורף המסוכן the heaven is a curtain and feathers them out everything of note. Cars are they planted, cars are they sown, cars
שאו מרום עיניכם וראו מי ברא אלה המוציא במספר סברה לכולם בשם יקרא ורוב עונים ואמיץ כוח איש לא נהדר למה תאמר יעקב תדבר ישראל הסתרה דרכי מחיי שנתיים יעבור הלא ידעת אם לא שמעת אלוהי עולם אדוני בורא important things. First of all, it's really great that we can be in a synagogue. If you look on to your right, you'll see the actual mosaics and all that they found not only about 5 or 6 years ago only. It's one of the in the Talmud, it says that there are 16 synagogues in Tzipori. And there's no maps of Tzipori at all. Archaeologists that dig are, trying their luck. And they've been looking for the synagogues, at least one of the synagogues, for many years. And 5 or 6 years ago, lo and behold, our friends from Tzipori found us, which is 2,000 years old, and to have a bar mitzvah for Samuel is really a great event. The other thing I want to mention is that the parsha that Samuel read is Nachamu Nachamu Ami, which is my own parsha, my own bar mitzvah 60 years ago. And that's given me a lot of comfort. It says Nachamu Nachamu, and I hope that you'll always remember this bar mitzvah and all the people and this great synagogue. We wish you lots of luck. From Sabta and get all that in the video.
Thank Samuel for coming here and even though it was all set up quite quickly, to come and visit now and have the bar mitzvah with us, which has really made our year. And also a few words to Samuel, that how we remember him from a baby. We used to come and visit him. First time we came to visit in Bakersfield when he was a few months old, and how now to see him grown up as a young man, and that he's decided to keep both sides of his heritage, his Jewish side as well as his non-Jewish side, and everything, both sides, and to keep up with his family and to keep good contact with all his cousins. And I just want to say also that, that many years ago, my grandparents left Poland, and they decided they would run away from Poland because of pogroms, and they were going to go to America. They got on the ship.
Jumped on a donkey.
They got on the ship, ran away from home, because my grandmother was a cook in my grandfather's house, because he was quite well off, and my grandmother was the cook there, so they didn't approve of them marrying, obviously, so they had to run away. They got on the ship, and they were going to America. golden Medina. Medina, what do you call it?
המוזהבת.
Yeah, that would come around. And now,
Wondering.
you see, now I have a son and a grandson and a daughter-in-law in America. So it's full circle.
Maybe Samuel's Bar Mitzvah signifies a lot of traditions and memories of past and a lot of hopes for the future. I'm so proud of Samuel and of the fact that he wanted to be Bar Mitzvah. Samuel learned how to read Hebrew by himself and spent many Sundays on Skype with Saba Dodi, going over the Torah portion. And as you know, my dad and Samuel, they're both very much alike and can go over and talk about any subject and discuss in detail everything, and whatever they don't know, they just make up. This is a great storytelling trait, and Samuel is a spitting image of Saba Dodi in many other ways. Also, he has Savta's great sporting ability and good looks. Samuel was named after great Grandpa Shmuel Gordon of South Africa via the way of Lita. And from the stories that I heard, Saba Shmuel was the most kindest, loving person that I can imagine, and I'm sure Samuel will take after him. We stand in the ancient synagogue of Tzipori, that for thousands of years Jews had their livelihood and religious ceremonies conducted here and around this area, which as a teenager growing up in Solelim, I used to ride my horses or tractor many times and probably stood right on top of this very same place, only to come here many years later with my son to be Bar Mitzvah. Samuel's mom Sandy is also in our heart, as she is responsible for Samuel's upbringing and the way that he turned out to be such a great son and a great young man. To my family in Israel, I wanted to say thanks for always staying in touch and so close to our hearts. When we meet in person, it's always as if we never left. I love you and miss you always. In the future, I'm sure Samuel will only tighten up his connection with Israel, Judaism, and his family here. Samuel, according to the Jewish tradition, you're a man now. Responsibilities of a man are very different than a boy. I know that you already displayed all the good qualities of a wonderful young man. God bless you. God bless you all.
Right now, I would like to thank everyone for coming here to Zipporah on my Bar Mitzvah. I would like to thank my dad for always supporting me in learning my Hebrew reading. I would like to thank also my mom, who could not be here today, for always helping me read in Hebrew. Even though she did not understand a single word in my reading book, she tried her best. I would also like to thank my Saba Dodi and my Savta Elsa for staying up those late nights on Skype just to help me for this special occasion. I would like to thank the rest of my family for being here at my Bar Mitzvah and staying in contact and helping and being with me whenever I needed it. I started learning Hebrew about 3 years ago to build my reading skills just for this occasion. So it means a lot to me that I can finally have it here today in Eretz Israel in an ancient biblical synagogue. It means a lot also because I'm not only having my Bar Mitzvah here, I'm also having a kind of vacation in Israel while spending time with my family. Alright? Thanks all for coming, and you're all invited to my Saba and Savta's house for brunch at Hatzol. Pretty sure that's it.
Okay.